quick tutorial on how to use Krita layers. We're going to use drawing a worm as an example. So I'm setting up a group layer called worm1 group, and I'm going to create 6 paint layers within that group, and I'm going to call them ink, color, eyes, highlight, shadow and sketch. I'm going to rearrange the layers because I put them in the wrong order, and now would probably be a good time to save the file. I will call it draw a worm. So the first thing to do is to actually draw my worm roughly in the sketch layer. I'm just going to sketch out a rough drawing of the worm. Okay, let's give my worm some stripes. It's a tiger worm. Let's give it some eyelids. And now we switch to the ink layer and just more carefully ink over the lines, correcting if we like. The ink layer will be the final outline with the final details. So if there's any errors here, stop, delete and redo until you're happy with it. What I will normally do now is select the polygon selection tool and just cut out the extra bits of the stripes, digging in a little bit into the body outline just to make it look a little bit more 3D. Okay, let's just give the worm another side to its mouth. Now I'm going to fill in the colour of the worm. So I will use the magic selection tool to select the area outside the worm and then invert it using select, invert selection. And then selecting the colour layer, I will choose a colour that I want the worm to be, and then using a keyboard shortcut Shift and Backspace, that will fill in the selected layer with the selected colour. Now we will give the whites of the eye its own colour. Okay, so that is now all of the colouring of the worm. So what we need to do now, the last thing, is just to apply the highlights and the shadows. So we'll go for shadow first. For shadows we're going to use multiply application mode, and for highlight we're going to use screen. The light is coming from here, so when I apply the shadows I can apply it quite roughly, and the actual shaping of the shadow I will do with the eraser setting, which you can do just by hitting the E key on your keyboard. Hitting E again will select the brush rather than the eraser. And now I'm going to apply the highlights. I'm going to use pure white and adjust the opacity as I did with the shadow. And also, as with the shadow, I apply it quite roughly and then shape it using the eraser setting. I think I will put some shadows on the right hand side of the body. Again, shape it with the eraser setting. One thing I can do is apply the alpha lock. That will show only the current layer that is over the layers beneath it, so I don't have to delete anything that's outside of the worm body. And when I've done that, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.